Before the white man came, there was Biafra. Before Britain was created, Biafra existed for over 5,000 years before the formation of Britain. How did they decide where I should live? How did they decide which identity I should have? How can a white man come from Europe and decide to call me a Nigerian? What is the meaning of Nigeria? Nobody knows. We must go back to who we are. Be proud of who we are. I am a proud Biafran. I can never be a proud Nigerian because the name Nigeria has no meaning. No meaning whatsoever. Not even in Swahili, it has no meaning. How can a white man come and create a country for me in Africa and I be holding their flag running up and down saying this is my country? Who said so? Can I go to Europe and create a country in Europe for them? On what basis is our argument of human equality when Europeans can come to Africa and create countries? We cannot go to Europe to create countries. How can that be equality? Oh. That is why this is towards us. And that is why we must rise up now, not to support Biafra. Biafra is the beginning of the true emancipation of black people. Ask the Duke of Nigeria and he will tell you. And I'm saying to black African people all over the world, if you believe in the equality of every man born, if you believe that all men were created equal by God, then anything white people can do, so also can you do it. If we cannot do what Europeans can do, what Americans can do, what South Americans can do, what Asians can do, we cannot lay any claim at all to human equality.
Here is Captain Ibrahim Traore arriving in Russia for Russia Victory Day. May 9, 2025, Russia's Victory Day, celebrated annually on May 9th, commemorates the Soviet Union's defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II.
They're influenced by Russia. Everything that happens, it's Russia. Why do they have their eyes closed like that? So Africans aren't capable of developing anything. Africans aren't capable of inventing, innovating, or taking initiatives. That's what we're fighting against. And look at their speeches. Look at their speeches. Even the French president, always in his speeches, says that young Africans are influenced by Russia. It said, and if you listen to Western media, they spend all their time lying. And look today, the AES, which is a model that's starting to take shape, they can't go a single day without talking about Burkina or the AES. It's impossible for them. And every time they try to spread information, to divide, to manipulate the youth. But it doesn't work anymore. I think people are aware enough. Now people have their eyes open. Through communication, they managed to rewrite history. And as for African history, they schemed everything to spread lies. As a result, some young Africans don't even know the history of Africa or what Africa has accomplished. Some don't even know that our grandparents fought, were put on the front lines as cannon fodder, and when they returned, they were killed like animals. Do people know that when France tested its first atomic bomb, it was black soldiers they placed nearby in the blast radius to see what would happen? Let's bring out the archives. Everything they've used against Africa is terrible. So all of this needs to be communicated so that young Africans understand, because there are still many who are asleep and continue to speak on behalf of the imperialists. Whatever they're told to say, they do it. Maybe it's because, well, they're given something, I don't know. But Africans need to understand their history and wake up. So that's our fight as well. My biggest regret is having spent a good part of my youth listening to radio stations like RFI and France 24. I've been in countries where those radio stations were shut down. But we would use apps to record their news broadcasts so we could listen. But at some point, something clicked. I started to realize that they were conditioning our minds to accept what they wanted. It's their narrative that they want us to learn. And since then, I've started to see things for what they are. And I understood that what they're doing is very dangerous. And today, more than ever, I realize that they have conditioned the minds, especially of Africans. So, you can play a big role.
You are seeing a new development. This time around, coming from the Attorney General of Federation, Lateef Fagbemi. Contrary to the position of government before now, contrary to the position of the CDS, that Nigerian government have submitted necessary documents to Finland for the extradition of Samarepa from Finland to Nigeria, the AGF is coming out to say, no, there is no such process. Nigeria have not initiated any process of that. Does it mean all this while Nigerians or the world we have been deceived by supposed extradition of Simon Ekpa to Nigeria.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching us from. I remember humble self, the Banjari Benjamin Johnson SS Nachi, the only and one and the only of the Biafran evangelists. Now, always speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Hear me and hear me clearly. I have said this thing earlier before. I said it time without number that Nigeria does not have the capacity to pull the lion from the mouth of Finland down to the country called Nigeria to darkness.
Because we understand that
listen again.
Enjoy extradition treaty with Finland.
Yes, I'm coming. Do you know the AGF? Fagbemi, do you know his position in the country?
He is the Attorney General of the Federation.
The whole Attorney General of a federation. Do you know that after the president, you will get vice president. After the vice president, you get the senate president. Beside these three, the next person that have the right to rule this country, the next person should be Attorney General. Am I right? According to the Constitution. Do you understand? Then I want to speak on the position of the man that has, that has spoken to us, addressing this issue to let you and I to know that the people, the Nigerian bloggers has been deceiving Nigerians. I've been saying this thing, the truth is not being said in this country until when the truth started taking its place in this country. That is when Nigeria will begin to enjoy the truth, the light that is inside the truth. Now, AGF has come to debunk the information that Simon Ekpa will be extradited to Nigeria. Was it not next month? Yes, next month. They said on the month of either June or July that they are bringing Simon Ekpa. Thank God, AGF, when I said it, that is not going to be possible. The reason why I say so, and reason why it will not be possible, is that Nigeria did not have any that kind of a treaty with the Finland. And in the Finland constitution, they did not have such case. They did not have such a thing in their own constitution. And another reason is this, that Simon Ekpa, being a foreign citizen, a citizen of Nigeria, have the right, are you getting it? Being a citizen of Finland, have the right to say no to that. And the other one is this, Nigeria and Simon Ekpa have a court case in the ICC, and Nigeria, they have been waiting for Nigeria to come and defend what? To defend the allegation which they leveled against Simon Ekpa in ICC. Court have not seen it. Court have not even judged the matter. They have not discussed the matter. I wonder why the Nigerian bloggers came up. I don't know where they got the information saying that they are going to bring Simon Ekpa back to Nigeria without the court judge, without the court conclusion. It is the court that will give them the permission, even when they win. Not when they lose. If they should win Simon Ekpa in the court, it will be in the court, right there in the court. Or after that, they can even make a kind of demand of bringing Simon Ekpa to Nigeria. But the court have not seated. Nigeria have not visited the court to defend what they want, what they have said against Simon Ekpa. How come they are saying they want to bring Simon Ekpa to Nigeria? And Nigeria is a country, that violates human rights. They don't have respect for human rights. You understand me? On these things, it's in the platform of which Nigeria must sign before they can bring Simon Ekpa down to Nigeria. And all these procedures have not taken place. How come are they saying they want to bring Simon Ekpa? But glory be to God that the Attorney General of the Federation today, in person of Fagbemi, is now saying what I have already said it before, that nothing of such have taken place.
And let's not remember that even Simon Ekpa himself has said renounce his Nigerian citizenship. Talk to us in that direction.
Yes, glory be to God. Do you know why he said he's not a citizen of Nigeria, and at the same time he's still standing to deny Nigeria?
He returned the medals he won up there for Nigeria to Nigeria.
Yes, he denied Nigeria. He refused to accept Nigeria as his nationality, and all the medals he won for Nigeria, he returned it to tell Nigerians that how serious he was as at that time, even till now, how serious and how determined he he has determined not to partner, not to have anything to do with Nigeria, not to have any relationship with Nigeria, not to have any connection with Nigeria. That whatsoever that connected them together is what they want to do, what? Return. And moreover, let me tell you, Nigeria is not even the country that sponsored him with that medal. He helped himself, but he only carried the flag to make Nigeria proud. Let me tell you, Nigeria is not a country that what one dying for. That is what it means. Nigeria is, I repeat again, Nigeria is not a country that what one dying for. That was why, after suffering, stretching himself, spending everything on his own capability to make sure he make Nigeria proud. How did Nigeria reward him? Because he's an Igbo man. Nigeria did not regard him. Look at the one that sacrificed himself under the time of military to risk himself to announce Abiola during June 12, 1993. Because of Abiola, he risked the life and declared Abiola the winner. Today, ordinary to monument him for remembrance, look at Nigeria, look at Yorubas, look at the Fulanis stood up against it, that he doesn't want it, he doesn't deserve it. But his declaration, June 12, Yorubas grab it and maintain it, of which next month, June 12, you will see Yorubas celebrating it. You see federal government talk during Muhammadu Buhari, regarding Democracy Day as June 12th. But somebody that sacrificed for that was not recognized.
Okay, could that be the reason your brothers, the Igbos, of course, the youth in particular, refuse to embrace Nigerian army and Nigerian army?
Of course, that is why they refuse, because Nigeria is not worth dying for. Many of the Igbos have sacrificed themselves for this country. What did they get in return? What did they get in return? Nothing. So, Baba, let me tell you this for your information. By now, in 2001, I had an opportunity to become a naval officer. Go to PWD. You understand? Go to PW. Then in PWD, I was, having my shop, my office at the Ikeja there. You understand me? I had the opportunity. I was even given the form to fill, and the one of the captain, the commander, told me if I am interested, he will send me to Zamfara and he will sponsor me. I told him that never, I will not serve this country. Which the man was like, why did you say so? You understand? Because the man used to call me the little boy. Why did you say so? I said my uncle, the senior brother to my mom, served Nigeria as a military man and he died. What happened? Nothing. I said my mom, the most senior sister, gave birth. His first son, Enyinaya, died as a DPO in Ariaria division. You understand? Today, where are the children? Where are the family? Are they still in the barrack? No. How were they treated? So Nigeria is not worth dying for. For this, I am not going to serve this country. The man looked at me, he was like, I said, sir, another thing I used to watch on television. That is what I answered him. I told him, I used to watch on television. I see our people, those that serve Nigeria, the way they were dying, they don't pay them their money. So that's why I don't want to serve Nigeria. The man was shocked. He said, as little as you are, see how far you are thinking. I said, that is me.
Okay, apart from this, let me take you back to the international arena, where they have been conversation about Nigerian government running away from ICC to defend the allegation against America. I think that conversation is still on, and it looks as if from what is coming from Nigeria this time around, it looks as if Nigeria is no longer interested in that case.
Of course, Nigeria, see, don't you know that the more they pursue Simon Ekpan case, the more they expose the atrocity. Let me tell you, do you think that the Oyibos are not watching, they are not seeing, they are not hearing what is happening in Nigeria? Ever since they stop Simon Ekpan, does killing stop? In fact, the killing multiply itself ever since they stop Simon Ekpan. So what is the essence of what are they going to tell the wife? What are they going to tell to speak in ICC? What are they going to tell the ICJ to convince them that over the false allegation they leveled against Simon Ekpa, which they don't have a concrete facts.
Because for what is happening, look as if the Nigerian government is relying on Finland to carry on with the investigation and prosecution. They are not part of it.
Of course, Nigeria doesn't. The more you push, the more you get yourself exposed, the more you get yourself messed up. Nigeria doesn't. They have exposed Nigeria to nothing.
So it means Nigerian government are back out of it.
They have backed up, not even backed up. Simon Ekpa has conquered Nigeria. He won Nigeria, and that is why Nigeria decided to back up, because they don't want further exposure.
You mean he's exposing them?
He's exposing Nigeria. Look at what he's playing in Nnamdi Kanu case. Don't you see what is happening? Look at the witnesses. See the way they are. Does it sound mature? Are you not seeing the way everything? They are just, making fool of Nigeria. The one you are holding here in Nigeria is, in fact, I've ridiculed Nigeria completely. Then you still want to go and add it. It's like when fire is burning already, you are using fuel to quench the fire. How possible do you think that would
be? It will escalate.
It will escalate the more.
And is that the situation we have on ground now?
Yeah, that is the situation we have on the ground, and that is why Nigeria have washed their hand. They don't want to do what to further that case, because to them they believe that every country, just the same way they threaten Kenya and they intimidated Kenya, and they take advantage of that, over Nnamdi Kanu. They believe that they will use the same intimidation, to intimidate this man, what is this called, Finland, Alexandra Stop, to bring Simon Ekpa. But now they are seeing it that, no, it is not going to be like that. That even Kenya themselves, who made that mistake, is regretting it now.
Now, could it be because of the standing of Simon Ekpa in Finland? Because the standing of Simon Ekpa is actually a politician in Finland, and someone who is very close to Alexander Stubb himself. Because we can clearly see some pictures where he was actually standing with the president of that country. Could that be the reason Simon Ekpa become a mystery that Nigeria cannot crack?
Simon Ekpa is playing a major role, playing a major influence to the favor of that political party. Do you know that they lost? There was an election being held in Finland, which their party lost immensely as a result of the protests and as a result of what was happening to Simon Ekpa. Do you understand? The people were like revolting, going against that party. That Alexander Stubb supposed to have stood or stand on the side of Simon Ekpa. Why is he now dancing in favor of Nigeria? Because of that, the man himself had to rekindle his senses back. And Simon Ekpa is a very big fish. He has served the country. The country need to serve him.
You mean this is a paper tag for them?
Of course, they need to respect Simon Ekpa. It's a very big wood fish in Finland.
So it means
do you know what it means? Baba, go and check. Ever in the history of Finland, nobody has ever pulled crowd in Finland. Nobody make Finland as popular as the way Simon Ekpa made them.
So it means it's an asset to them. Asset.
Yes, now it's a very huge asset to them. Very big one. Are you getting it? Very big one to them. The whole world. Do you know that Simon Ekpa have made Finland to be all over, even inside the water? There are no country, even the one that is here to match. No country you will go today that you will not hear about Finland. That will mention Finland, you will not mention Simon Ekpa. Once you mention Simon Ekpa, you mention Finland. Are you hearing me? And once you are mentioning, you definitely know that these people are popular. Simon Ekpa, God use him, to make Finland as popular as they were today.
Thank you very much for your time.
God bless you.
For your time. This is